Welcome once again to the Zombie Tactics channel. You know, as members of my family and my group of friends will attest to, I am a self-confessed, admitted flashlight freak. I have so many flashlights, it's ridiculous. I have big ones, small ones, tiny ones that'll, fit anywhere you want to put them, and I actually have a flashlight which is reported to be illegal to own in Canada. That'll give you some idea about what my relationship with is flashlights. I probably am more into flashlights than anything else that I review on this channel, and that's because for me, light means civilization, or at least some vestige of civilization surviving should the dead walk the earth. You know, if the dead are actually walking the earth, if society really has fallen apart, if the power has been off for 3 weeks and I had to choose one flashlight of all the flashlights that I have to keep, this one right here would be it, for one important reason, and that is that it would be working, most likely, while all the others I'd have some kind of a problem with batteries or something. That's because this is the HybridLight. You might guess, and it's made by a company called, interestingly enough, HybridLight. You might guess that this here looks surprisingly like a solar panel, and that's because it is. There is an internal battery, actually I think based on the specifications, it's actually a high-capacity electrolytic capacitor, although I can't get that to be confirmed. And with just ordinary room light, or a decent amount of sunlight, within a couple of hours this will charge up so that it will give you 10 hours of very bright light. Very bright in this case, meaning about 30, 40 lumens, depending upon how well it's charged and a number of other factors. It works extremely well. It's very bright light. I've tested it at the end of a dark hallway. This will blind you. It puts out that much light. Certainly enough light to find yourself around a house, down the block, camping, whatever you happen to be doing. In addition to that, if you don't have sunlight, I'll open up the back here, and there are two lithium cells, the ubiquitous meaning they're everywhere, CR2032 3-volt lithium cells, and this will power the light for up to, get this, 40 hours. I've tested this, by the way, and it does work. With just a couple of hours of sunlight, the internal battery will power it for 10 hours, and these lithium cells will, in fact, I've left it on for darn near a week, and it still keeps putting out light at the end of a week. You got 3 modes for this light. The first one here, you turn that on, you've got your 30, 40 lumens flashlight, and your yellow light comes on. You hit it again, and you've got the green LED showing you that, well, now you're working on the backup battery power. And there's an LED in the middle here that you can't see, and that's because, believe it or not, I have so little light in this room while shooting videos that it won't charge. But believe me, underneath a desk lamp or even on a dim day where there's not much sunlight at all, this will charge. The other part of this that makes it great is that on a charge of the internal battery or electrolytic capacitor, it will hold that charge for up to 3 years and still give you 90% of the duty. So you can get it for, 9 hours instead of 10. The internal lithium backup batteries will last for 7 years, and they'll still hold 90% of their charge for 7 years. And there again, you're going to get 90% of the amount of light out of that. So what is it, 9 times 4? You do the math. A lot of light. You can beat the heck out of this. As you can see, I'm pounding it on the table, and I'm not afraid that it's going to come on. It is waterproof. I've thrown it in the pool. I've dunked it underwater. It works underwater. They don't claim necessarily that it's, good down to 10 feet or whatever, but it does float, and it does work just fine in the rain, even after you beat it up like this. And it just keeps a-licking and keeps on ticking, to use the old Timex phrase. So for all of those reasons, you have a little bit of a charge, and you've got 10 hours of light overnight. You have the backup batteries that'll give you up to 40 hours of light. It'll hold that charge for a long period of time, 3 hours for the internal charge, 7 years for the backup lithium batteries. These backup lithium batteries you can find all over the place. I found them at Walmart, Kmart, corner stores, any camera shop. And for that reason, they're also good too. It's something that you can find. It's rugged, it floats. This will be the light that you'll be depending upon when all of the other flashlights are not available, either because you don't have any batteries for them, or they're too difficult to charge, or something else has gone wrong. It goes without saying, of course, that that's an LED flashlight, if I haven't mentioned that before. So this has got about a duty cycle of 10,000 hours, which means you could probably leave this on for like several years at a time if you had the opportunity to do so, and it would still keep working. The HybridLight, I'm going to add in the channel notes where you can find this. There's a few places. They're about 20 bucks a piece. That may seem a lot for a flashlight for you, but consider that you're never probably going to have to buy a battery for this thing, and it will always be there. I've got these things all over the house and in my personal kits and in the cars and everything like that, and I know that they'll be there and they'll be reliable. Get this. You need it in your kit should the dead arise. Zombie Tactics out. We'll see you next time.